Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Roberto Hernandez Stadium, where the USC Aiken Pacers are about to start a three-game set against the Florida Southern Moccasins. First up for the Moccasins, we have Logan Browning, the right fielder. And the first pitch is in there for strike one, and we are underway. On the mound, the Pacers have Eric Davis. Second pitch is popped up. Foul territory down the first base side, and it is just going to go out of play. So that the count is 0-2. Browning batting .318 on the year, has 7 home runs and 27 RBIs. The 0-2 fouled off, and we'll do it again. Starting pitcher for the Pacers, Eric Davis, comes into this game with a 3.14 ERA and a 3.2 record. As he deals the 0-2 again, right down the middle for call strike 3, and Browning down looking for the first out.
The center fielder, number 32, Sam McConis.
That'll bring up Sam McConis, the center fielder for the Moccasins. McConis leads the team in average with a .418 average, has 9 home runs and 41 RBIs, both of which are also leading the team. First pitch is in there for a call strike. The count 0-1. The 0-1 pitch, bit high and outside, evens the count at 1-1. The 1-1, swing and a miss for strike 2. In the field today for the Pacers, we have Max Schoen catching. Over at first is Brian Pereira, second baseman Skylar Mercado, John Banks over at third, and Tyler Ammerman is at short. And the 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss for strike 3, and the second out. So the first two batters down on strikes will bring up Mitch Reeves. Reeves batting .388 on the year, 7 home runs and 37 RBIs. Finishing off the Pacers defensively, in the outfield, we have Chaz Powell in left, Mitchell Price at center, and Niall Goings is over and right. Swing and a miss on the first pitch for strike 1. The 0-1 pitch will be fouled off in the count 0-2. And the 0-2 pitch, outside, and the count 1-2. And the 1-2 pitch, they're going to check to see if he went, and the appeal says he did not. So the count will be even at 2-2. And the 2-2 pitch, just outside. Thought about going for it, but Reeves managed to hold off. And the count now full. Just a bit low on the 3-2 pitch, and the 2-out walk will put a runner on first for Jason Sierra.
Jason Sierra.
Sierra batting .316 on the year, 3 home runs and 27 RBIs. First pitch to Sierra is just a bit low. They count 1-0. The 1-0. That one finding the strike zone to even the count at 1-1. A little bit outside there, count out 2-1. Two-one pitch fouled off to even the count at 2-2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, runner on first base. Sierra at the plate, and we are in the top of the first inning with no score. That one popped up behind the plate. Showing going back for it, but he's just going to watch it go out of play. Right in the stands near the press box. Once again, the 2-2. That'll be grounded to short. Ehrman has it. Throw to first. In time for the third and final out. So the Moccasins will leave one stranded here in the top of the first inning. We're going in the bottom of the first. 0-0 the score. And we're back. Bottom of the first inning coming up. Pacers about to take their swings, and they'll lead off with Skylar Mercado. First pitch to Mercado right down the middle for strike one. Mercado batting .307 on the year. Has 1 home run and 17 RBIs. The 0-1. Also finding the strike zone, count 0-2. Ben Richardson is the pitcher for the Moccasins today. Comes in with a 4.02 ERA and strikes out Mercado on 3 pitches to start off the bottom of the first.
The center fielder, number 1, Mitchell.
Richardson has a 4.02 ERA, a 9-1 record in his 11 starts. So needless to say, he's got an impressive resume coming into this game. And now he'll face off against Mitchell Price with one away and nobody on. First pitch to Price is outside for ball one. That one down the middle, and I'll even the count at 1-1. A 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out to number 1 in the bottom of the first inning. It's a Yahtzee. It's grounded up the middle and through for a base hit. So 1 out and 1 on now for Mitchell Price. And that will bring up John Banks. Banks batting .360 on the year. No home runs, but 26 RBIs. First pitch to Banks is outside for ball one. The 1-0. Grounded up the middle again and through for another base hit. Back-to-back base hits put runners on first and second with only 1 down.
First baseman number 32, Brian Pereira.
That'll bring up Brian Pereira with 2 on and only 1 out. In the field today for Florida Southern, we have Kevin Fuller catching. Jason Sierra is the first baseman. Second baseman is Sean Sanders. Over at third is Mitch Reeves. Shortstop is Pablo Cabrera. In the outfield, you have Logan Browning in right. Center field is Sam McConis. And the left fielder is Dominic Brugnoni. Here's the first pitch to Pereira, who swings and misses for strike 1. The 0-1 pitch, a hopper over to first. Nobody covering the bag, however, as it had to draw the first baseman off. So Pereira will have an infield hit there, and the bases will be loaded for Chaz Powell.
Left fielder number 12, Chaz Powell.
Chaz Powell batting .348 on the year. 7 home runs and 39 RBIs. Swing and a miss to Powell for strike 1. And the pitch will be fouled off. The count 0-2. The 0-2 pitch outside, and count 1-2. One-two pitch, bounced right off the plate and foul. I'll keep the count right where it is at 1-2. One-two pitch. Swing and a foul tip straight into the glove for the second out.
Designated hitter number 14, Zach Boone.
That'll bring up the DH for today's game, Zach Moon. Moon batting .324 on the year. 12 home runs and 46 RBIs, and those 46 RBIs lead the team. And the first pitch will miss for ball one. The 1-0. That's going to be lined into right field and drop in for a base hit. That's going to score one. They're going to wave another run around. Here comes the throw at the plate. He slides in, and he is safe. 2 runs will score on the RBI base hit by Zach Moon, and the Pacers take an early 2-0 lead.
The catcher, number 6, Max Schoen.
That'll bring up Max Schoen with 2 down and runners on the corners. Schoen batting .452 on the year. 6 home runs and 39 RBIs to his credit. First pitch finding the strike zone for an 0-1 count. The 0-1. That'll be fouled off and out of play, making the count 0-2. The 0-2 pitch, outside and in the dirt. And a good job there by Fuller to keep that in front of him. Count now 1-2. The 1-2 pitch, outside, and that's going to get away. And that's going to bring in a run on the wild pitch. So the Pacer lead is now 3-0. And with that wild pitch, the count is now even at 2-2. It's going to be grounded to short. The throw to first is going to draw him off the bag. And they did not tag him. They're going to check with the home plate umpire on that one. Cabrera's throw to Sierra drew him off the bag and allowed Schoen to make it there safe and sound.
Right fielder number 34, Niall Goings.
And now Niall Goings coming to the plate with runners on the corners and 2 down. Goings batting .318 with 6 home runs and 21 RBIs. He has an opportunity here to add more to the 3-0 lead the Pacers have here in the bottom of the first inning. Goings will foul the first pitch off. Strike one. The 0-1 pitch, grounded, over to right field. Nice dive over there. The throw to first, however, is in time. An excellent play by Sanders to keep that from going into the outfield. And a good snag there by Sierra to get the out at first to end the inning. But the Pacers will get 3 as we go into the top of the second, 3-0 the score. And welcome to the top of the second inning. Pacers leading the Florida Southern Moccasins 3-0. And leading off for the Moccasins is Dominic Brignoni. Brignoni batting .336 on the year. And he'll take the first pitch strike for an 0-1 count. Has 4 home runs and 33 RBIs at this point. The 0-1, swing and a miss, count 0-2. Swing and a miss on the 0-2 for a strike 3. And the first out of the second.
The second baseman, number 6, Sean Sanders.
I'll bring up the second baseman, Sean Sanders, who made a nice diving play to end the bottom of the first inning. Not the prettiest of throws, but his first baseman, Jason Sierra, managed to scoop it up in time for the final out. And the first pitch will miss inside for ball 1. The 1-0 to Sanders is a swing and a miss to even the count. Sanders batting .303 on the year. 3 home runs and 24 RBIs. One pitch is fouled off and out of play. Made the count 1-2. Another foul ball, keep the count right where it is at 1-2. One-two pitch, popped up over the right side of the infield and in foul territory. Pereira there to make the catch for the second out.
Designated hitter number 33, Blake Swan.
That'll bring up Blake Swan, the DH for the Moccasins tonight. Swan batting .324 on the year. 1 home run and 6 RBIs. Swings and misses at the first pitch for strike 1. The 0-1. Another swing and a miss, and the count 0-2. The 0-2. Right down the middle, and down looking goes Swan for the third and final out. We're going into the bottom of the second inning. Pacers still leading 3-0. And we're in the bottom of the second inning. Tyler Ammerman, the only Pacer who did not come up in the bottom of the first, will lead off the bottom of the second inning. Ammerman batting .297 on the year, 4 home runs and 24 RBIs. Also has 2 triples on the year. And he's going to ground one over to short. The throw to first is in time for the first out.
Second baseman, number 11, Skyler Mercado.
And that'll bring up Skyler Mercado. 0 for 1 today with a strikeout. First pitch missing outside for ball 1. The 1-0. Outside part of the plate evens the count at 1-1. The 1-1. It's going to be a hopper, slow over to third. And they're going to call it a fair ball. So Mercado will make it into first base. It'll be a runner on first with 1 down.
The center fielder, number 1, Mitchell Price.
Now Mitchell Price coming to the plate. Singled his first time up and eventually came around to score. First pitch to Price is inside for ball 1. Price batting .360 coming into this game with 13 home runs and 44 RBIs. He leads the team in home runs with that 13. 1-0 in the dirt and blocked by Fuller, who took it a bit hard in the chest there. So Fuller's all right, shook off the pain. And now Price waiting for the 2-0 pitch. And he's going to foul that back into Fuller, who's getting beat up back there. And the count now 2-1. Two-one pitch, a little bit outside there, and the count 3-1. Three-one pitch, going to be grounded over to second. They'll flip to second for 1. The throw to first is in time for the inning-ending double play. We're going into the top of the third, still 3-0. And we're back, top of the third inning coming up. 3-0 the score in favor of the Pacers over the Moccasins. And Kevin Fuller, the catcher, will lead off this half of the inning. And he'll watch the first pitch go by for ball one. That one's a pop fly. Over into foul territory, over in left field, and out of play. That the count is even at 1-1. One. Swing and a miss, count 1-2. Fuller coming into this game batting .304, has 1 home run and 7 RBIs. And the 1-2 pitch, a little bit outside there, evens the count at 2-2. And 2-2 pitch is fouled off, and we'll do it all over. There's a high hopper over to first. Pereira will take it, flip it over to Davis for the first out of the inning.
The shortstop, number 2, Pablo Cabrera.
And that'll bring up the number 9 hitter, Pablo Cabrera. Shortstop in tonight's game. Cabrera is batting .283 on the year. No home runs, but 17 RBIs. And he'll foul the first pitch off for strike one. The 0-1. Swing and a miss. Count quickly 0-2. And the 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, and that's the 5th strikeout of the night for Eric Davis.
Right fielder, number 3, Logan Browning.
That'll bring us to the top of the order with Logan Browning. Struck out looking his first time up. And the first pitch will be fouled off for strike one. The 0-1 pitch will be fouled off as well, and the count 0-2. The 0-2 pitch is a bit high, and the count 1-2. And the 1-2 pitch finds the strike zone, and down looking is Browning for the second time today. So that'll do it for the top of the third. We're going into the bottom of the third. 3-0 still the score. And welcome back, folks. We're in the bottom of the third inning. Pacers leading Florida Southern 3-0. And John Banks will come to the plate. Banks singled and scored a run his first time up. Swing and a miss on the first pitch by Banks for strike one. And the 0-1 pitch, a little bit high, and leaving the count at 1-1. The 1-1. Outside, and the count 2-1. That was a high fly ball, but gonna go foul. And the count 2-2. Two-two pitch, swing and a miss for strike three. That'll be the first out of the inning.
The first baseman, Brian Pereira.
That'll bring up Brian Pereira. Pereira 1 for 1 today. He singled as well back in the first and came around and eventually scored a run on a wild pitch. First pitch to Pereira is popped up right on the edge of the outfield and center field. And that one's going to be caught for the second out.
The left fielder, Chaz Powell.
That'll bring up Chaz Powell. Powell struck out his first time up. He comes up with nobody on and 2 down here in the bottom of the third inning of a 3-0 ball game. And the first pitch to Powell is in there for strike one. The 0-1. That'll be a bit outside. And the count even at 1-1. One pitch just barely outside, and the count 2-1. Two-one pitch will be fouled off, and the count even at 2-2. And the 2-2 pitch. Reaching forward his pal, and he's going to ground it very slowly over to short. The long throw is in time for the third and final out. The Pacers go down 1-2-3 here in the third. We're going into the top of the fourth. 3-0, still the score. And we are in the top of the fourth inning. Sam McConis is set to lead it off. 0 for 1 today with a strikeout. He's going to hit a high fly ball into center field. Price is going back for it. Still going back, and he's near the track, and he will make the catch for the first out.
Third baseman, Mitch Reeves.
That'll bring up Mitch Reeves. Walked in the first inning. And the first pitch is a bit high. 1-0 the count. The 1-0 is low and the count 2-0. To a pitch. Popped up and going foul. So that the count 2-1. And the 2-1 pitch is a bit high, and the count 3-1. And that one is high as well, and walking for the second time tonight is Reeves.
The first baseman, Jason Sierra.
That'll bring up Jason Sierra. Grounded out his first time up. He has a runner on first base with only one down. First pitch is in there for strike one, and count 0-1. Oh, one a bit low, and the count even at 1-1. One pitch, hit and foul out of play. So that the count is 1-2. A little bit outside, evens the count again at 2-2. Two-two pitch, lined into center field. Price going over for it, and he will make the catch for the second out. And that's going to send Mitch Reeves hustling back to first base. Well hit ball, but Price managing to track it down near the gap in right center field. And with that, we will see Jason Sierra. I feel like I'm wrong on that. I'm not. Jason Sierra just flew out. Dominic Brugnoni is the new batter. Brugnoni struck out his first time up. And he's going to pop one up into left field. And Powell will make the catch for the third and final out. That's the end of the top of the fourth. We're going into the bottom of the fourth inning. 3-0 still the score.
For Breakaway and Fats Cafe, this is a 30-second radio spot titled $1 Million Poppy Seed Rolls Dinner Deal.
Every time you come into Fats Cafe, you get a big basket of our famous warm poppy seed rolls. People ask us all the time, these taste like $1 million. Why would you give them away for free? The simple answer is, well, it's a good question. What are we doing?
Don't worry, our poppy seed rolls will always be free. Complement them with one of a dozen delicious dinner entrees for under $10, like our deep dish chicken pot pie. Fats Cafe. Feed your soul.
For Breakaway and Fats Cafe, this is a 30-second radio spot titled $1 Million Poppy Seed Rolls Dinner Deal.
Every time you come into Fats Cafe, you get a big basket of our famous warm poppy seed rolls. People ask us all the time, these taste like $1 million. Why would you give them away for free? The simple answer is, well, it's a good question. What are we doing?
Don't worry, our poppy seed rolls will always be free. Complement them with one of a dozen delicious dinner entrees for under $10, like our deep dish chicken pot pie. Fats Cafe. Feed your soul.
For Breakaway and Fats Cafe, this is a 30-second radio spot titled $1 Million Poppy Seed Rolls Dinner Deal.
Every time you come into Fats...
And we are back. Bottom of the fourth coming up. Zach Moon will lead it off for the Pacers as they lead Florida Southern 3-0. And the first pitch to Moon is high for ball one. Moon had an RBI single in the first inning. Made it all the way to third, but was unable to come home. And the 1-0 pitch is going to miss outside, 2-0 the count. Two 2-0 pitch is a swing and a miss by Moon. Chasing one a little bit outside there, and 2-1's the count. It's going to be grounded over into left field and through for a base hit. So Moon with the leadoff hit will bring up Max Schoen with a runner on first. Schoen reached on an error his first time up. That's going to be ground over to the third. Nice little backhanded grab. He's only going to be able to get one, though. Throw to first in time or the first out. Reeves with a nice little bit of leather there as he was able to snag that one, keeping it from going out into left and being trouble. And managed to get Schoen out, but Moon moves over to second on that. And now we'll see Niall Goings, who grounded out his first time up. First pitch to Goings is in the dirt for ball one. Oh no, pitch is going to go all the way to the backstop, and Moon is going to hustle on over to third on the wild pitch. Now a runner on third base for Goings with only one down. And Goings himself has a 2-0 count. That one's going to be grounded foul. And the count 2-1. The high hopper over to short. Moon's going to stay where he is at third. The throw to first is in time for the second out. A lot of times with those high hoppers, especially here at Roberto Hernandez, runners are able to make it in there safe and sound, but Goings just a little bit slower than some of the speedier guys out there. Not saying he's slow at all. He's faster than me, that's for sure. But he was unable to beat it out, and now there are two down for Tyler Emmerman with a runner on third. And the first pitch is going to find the strike zone for an 0-1 count. That one on the outside part of the plate, and the count quickly 0-2. Airman 0 for 1 today, grounded out his first time up. That one outside, and a nice little backhanded grab there by Fuller, who's been making some nice moves behind the plate tonight. Will save the run from coming in. And the 1-2 pitch. Another high hopper over to third. Airman hustling down to first. The throw is in time for the third and final out, so the Pacers will leave one stranded on third as we go into the top of the fifth inning. 3-0 still the score. And we're back. Top of the fifth coming up. Pacers leading 3-0 over Florida Southern. And Sean Sanders will be the leadoff man. Flew out his first time up back in the second inning. And the first pitch will find the inside part of the plate for strike one. Swing and a miss on the 0-1. Easily swung himself into the dirt there. And the count 0-2. Oh, 2 pitch just barely missing. And with that, the count 1-2. Another inside pitch there, and the count even at 2-2. Two-two pitch, bit high and outside, and the count full. Good at bat by Sanders as he was down 0-2, and now he's managed to be patient there, and the count full. And he draws the walk as that one misses outside to lead off the top of the fifth.
Designated hitter Blake Swan.
That'll bring up Blake Swan. Struck out looking his first time up. He has a runner on first with nobody out. That first pitch is inside for ball one. And Schoen's going to run on out there and have a quick word with Davis. And the 1-0. That one's in there for a call strike, and the count even at 1-1. 1-1 pitch is fouled back, and the count 1-2. And the 1-2 pitch. Foul back, and we'll do it all over again. And the 1-2 inside, Schoen going after it though, and manages to hold the runner at first. And the count is going to now be even at 2-2. Two-two is popped up and out of play. Swing and a miss for strike three and the first out.
The catcher, Kevin Fuller.
That's the 7th strikeout of the night for Davis. And Kevin Fuller steps up now. Grounded out his first time. He has a runner on first with one down here in the top of the 5th inning as the Moccasins trail the Pacers 3-0 as that one's popped up into right field. Goings looking for it, and he's going to let it go over to Price for the second out.
Shortstop number 2, Pablo Cabrera.
And Pablo Cabrera comes up now. Struck out his first time up back in the 3rd inning. First pitch is a bit high for ball 1. Swing and a miss, evens the count at 1-1. That one low and inside, 2-1 the count. Two-one, lined right at Ammerman at short, who makes the catch for the 3rd and final out. So a runner will be left stranded here in the top of the 5th inning for the Moccasins. We go into the bottom of the 5th, 3-0 still the score. Welcome back, folks. Bottom of the fifth coming up. 3-0 the score for the Pacers over the Florida Southern Moccasins. Skylar Mercado will lead it off. Struck out looking both times up today. Swing and a miss on the first pitch for strike one. That one is fouled off, and the count 0-2. O2 pitch in the dirt and way outside. And the count 1-2. Popped up over in foul territory and out of play. And another 1-2. Lined over to second and caught for the first out.
The center fielder, Mitchell Price.
And that will bring up Mitchell Price. I was mistaken on Skylar Mercado's at-bats. Right now he's 1 for 3. He singled back in the second and struck out looking only once. Price takes the first pitch strike and the count 0-1. Price is 1 for 2 today with a single, a run scored, and grounded into a double play. And he now faces an 0-2 count. Low and in the dirt, outside. And with that, the count is 1-2. Swing and a miss for strike 3, and Price down for the second out.
The third baseman, John Banks.
That'll bring up John Banks, also 1 for 2 today with a single, run scored, and a strikeout. Swing and a miss on the first pitch by Banks, and the count 0-1. That one's lined foul and out of play, and the count quickly 0-2. Just a bit outside, and the count 1-2. That one's a fly ball into left field. That one's going to be caught by Bagrani. I'm not even going to say the name because I'm going to mess it up if I say it again, but he catches it for the third and final out. And we're going into the top of the sixth inning. 3-0 still the score. And we're back. Top of the sixth coming up, 3-0 the score. Brugnani. Brugnani made the final out in the bottom of the fifth. There, I said it. And if I'm still pronouncing it wrong, I sincerely apologize. And the first pitch is going to miss high for ball one to Logan Browning. Browning 0 for 2 today. He's the one who struck out looking twice. And he'll watch that one go by for a 1-1 count. Watching another one go by and the count 1-2. In the dirt and getting away from Schoen, but nobody on base, so it doesn't really matter. And the count 2-2. That one fouled off, keeping the count right where it is. Swing and a miss for strike three and the first out. And Browning down on strikes for the third time tonight.
Center fielder, Sam McConis.
That's also the 8th strikeout for Davis tonight. And Sam McConis coming up to the plate. 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a flyout. He comes up with one down and nobody on. Here in the top of the sixth. And he'll foul tip that one into the glove of Schoen for strike one. That one grounded up the middle and through for a base hit. Oh, there it goes, folks. Up till this point, 5 1/3 innings of no-hit baseball, and it all comes crashing down with that. Just try not to say anything in order not to spoil it, but doesn't matter anyway. So a runner on first base after the base hit, and Mitch Reeves will come up, who's walked twice today. Ball in the dirt. Nice little job by Schoen there to keep that from going wild. And the count 1-0. Popped up in the infield. And Pereira catching it. Lost track of it for a moment there and had to chase after it a bit more. But he managed to make it in time for the second out.
Jason Sierra.
Jason Sierra coming up now, 0 for 2 today. First pitch finds the strike zone there, and the count 0-1. That one grounded into left field for a base hit. And now there are runners on first and second with 2 away.
The left fielder, Dominic Bergnoni.
And Bergnoni coming up now. 0 for 2 with a strikeout. And the first pitch is in there for strike one to Bergnoni. The 0-1 pitch, a little bit inside, evens the count at 1-1. That one's a slow hopper over to third. And Banks is unable to come up with it. And the bases will now be loaded. Have to wonder if he made contact with the runner while trying to field that ball. But regardless, bases are loaded with 2 down for Sean Sanders. Swing and a miss on the first pitch for strike 1. Owen pitch is fouled off well out of play. And the count 0-2. That one fouled off, keeping the count right where it is at 0-2. In the dirt, count now 1-2. And the 1-2 pitch. Hopper right back to the mound. Davis takes it himself and throw over to first for the third and final out. So Davis gives up the no-hitter, but not the shutout as the Moccasins leave the bases loaded. We're going into the bottom of the 6th, 3-0 the score. Welcome back, folks. We're in the bottom of the 6th inning. Pacers still holding on to a 3-0 lead, and Brian Pereira will lead it off. Pereira is 1 for 2 today, a single and a run scored. That pitch will find the strike zone. Lower outside part. Or no 1 count. Swing and a miss by Pereira in the count 0-2. Oh, 2 pitch low, and the count 1-2. And the 1-2 pitch is grounded, foul down the first base side. Grounder over to second by Pereira. The throw to first is in time for the first out.
The left fielder, Chaz Powell.
And Chaz Powell will come up now, 0 for 2 today with a strikeout. That one's lined into center field for a base hit. Now there's a runner on first with one down for Zach Moon.
Designated hitter, Zach Moon.
First pitch down the middle for strike one. Moon 2 for 2 today with 2 singles, one of which scored 2 runs. Made it to third on both of those hits at some point, but was unable to come home to score. And he'll foul off the 0-1 pitch and the count 0-2. Another foul ball by Moon will keep the count at 0-2. And that one finding the strike zone. Moon thought about going for it, but it didn't matter since it was in there for strike 3 and the second out.
The catcher, Max Schoen.
That'll bring up Max Schoen. Schoen 0 for 2 today, reached on an error and grounded out. That strikeout was Richardson's 5th of the night. And that pitch will miss high to Schoen for ball 1. The 1-0 pitch, grounded slowly to short. And the throw to first is in time for the third and final out. So Pacers will leave one stranded here in the bottom of the 6th inning as we go into the top of the 7th. 3-0 still the score. And we are back, folks. Top of the 7th inning, about to start up. And Blake Swan will lead it off. First pitch is outside for ball 1. Swan 0 for 2 today, 2 strikeouts. And I'll let that one go by for ball 2. That one high, and 3-0's the count. And Swan will walk on 4 straight pitches to put the leadoff man on first.
The catcher, Kevin Fuller.
And that'll bring up Kevin Fuller, 0 for 2 today. That pitch will find the strike zone, and the count 0-1. And the count now 0-2 as that one's in there for strike 2. Oh, 2 pitches outside, count now 1-2. Swing and a miss for strike 3 and the first out.
The shortstop, Pablo Cabrera.
And that is Davis's 9th strikeout on the night. That'll bring up Pablo Cabrera, 0 for 2 with a strikeout. And he shows bunt here, bunts it foul, straight up and onto the roof of the stadium. I'm no expert, but I'm pretty sure that when you bunt something like that, something went wrong. And the 0-1. High fly ball into right field. Goings chasing after it. Camping out underneath it and making the catch for the second out.
The right fielder, number 3, Logan Browning.
And that'll bring up the top of the order in Logan Browning. 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. 2 looking and 1 swinging. He has a runner on first base with 2 down. Here in the top of the 7th inning as the Moccasins trail the Pacers 3-0. That pitch finding the outside part of the plate and the count 0-1. Pitch in pretty much the same spot and the count 0-2. And the 0-2 pitch is in the dirt. Schoen manages to get a hold of it. And that'll keep Swan on first. That's a fly ball into left field. Powell going after it and making the catch for the 3rd and final out. Moccasins will leave 1 aboard again, and we're going into the bottom of the 7th inning and the 7th inning stretch. Pacers leading 3-0. And welcome back. Hope you enjoyed the 7th inning stretch as we're in the bottom of the 7th inning and the Pacers are leading 3-0. Niall Goings to lead off the bottom of the 7th inning for the Pacers. Goings 0 for 2 today. And he'll let the first pitch go by for ball 1. Second pitch finds the strike zone, and they'll even the count at 1-1. Swing and a miss, count 0-2. Not 0-2, 1-2. My apologies. Swing and a miss on the 1-2 pitch, and Goings down on strikes for the first out.
The shortstop, Tyler Ammerman.
That'll bring up Tyler Ammerman, 0 for 2 as well today. And the first pitch going all the way to the backstop, and the count 1-0. The 1-0 pitch. Outside and count 2-0. The 2-0 pitch finds the strike zone, making the count 2-1. The 2-1 pitch is lined into left field, and that one is going to be dropped. And hustling into second base is Ammerman. So a runner on second with only 1 down.
The second baseman, Skyler.
Ball was actually not dropped. It was just out of the reach of Brugnani. They'll credit Ammerman with a double on that one. And that will bring up top of the order with Skyler Mercado. Mercado is 1 for 3 today with a single and a strikeout. Swing and a miss on the first pitch. Nothing but straight heat on that pitch. And the count 0-1. And the 0-1. That one's going to be a base hit into right field. And they are going to hold Ammerman at third. So runners on the corners with only 1 down here in the bottom of the 7th inning.
The center fielder, Mitchell Price.
And now Mitchell Price will come to the plate. Price is a 1 for 3 night for Price. Price has a single and a run scored, along with a ground out into a double play and a strikeout. And it looks like we're going to have a pinch runner for Mercado.
Number 9, Joey Smithers.
Joey Smithers coming into the game now. Mercado will finish his night 2 for 4. Here's the first pitch to Price, who lays down a bunt, and it hops high back to the mound. They'll throw over to first, which is the only play they have for the second out, but a run will score on the sac bunt. And that is give the Pacers a 4-0 lead here in the bottom of the 7th inning.
The third baseman, John Banks.
And John Banks will come up now. Banks 1 for 3 today with a single and a run scored. He has a runner on second base with 2 down. And that pitch will find the strike zone for strike 1. And a call time here by Banks. And the 0-1 pitch is a swing and a miss. Count 0-2. And the 0-2 pitch, just missing the strike zone there. Count 1-2. The 1-2 to Banks. Swing and a miss for strike 3 and the final out of the 7th inning. But the Pacers will get 1 on the sac bunt by Mitchell Price. They go into the top of the 8th, leading 4-0. And we're back, folks. Top of the 8th inning coming up, and leading it off is Sam McConis. Few defensive changes for the Pacers. Dave Langster is over at third. Joey Smithers staying in the game at second. And Luke Westerberg takes over for Niall Goings in right. And the first pitch is in there for strike 1. And after 7 innings, 2 hits, 0 runs, and 9 strikeouts, Eric Davis will be relieved by Connor Riley, who now has a 1-1 count to McConis. 1-1 pitch is popped up towards left field, going into foul territory. Powell chasing after it and overruns it. And it'll just drop to the ground for strike 2. Connor Riley coming into this game with a 6.49 ERA, a 3-1 record in his 15 appearances in 5 starts. And the 1-2 pitch. Fly ball into center field. Price chasing after it, and he will make the catch for the first out.
Third baseman, Mitch Reeves.
That'll bring up Mitch Reeves. Reeves 0 for 1 today with 2 walks. Comes up with nobody on him, 1 down. As his Moccasins trail the Pacers 4-0 here in the top of the 8th inning. First pitch finding the strike zone there, and the count 0-1. Oh, 1 pitch in the dirt, evens the count at 1-1. Another foul ball there, and the count will be 1-2. Got a moment here. I'd like to thank some of our sponsors. First, I'll thank Fats Cafe, home of our Coach's Corner. Let's also thank the South Carolina Education Lottery, where you're not only taking a chance, but giving a chance. And the 1-2. Just missing a little bit high, and the count even at 2-2. Also like to thank Quality Inn and Suites, where if you're attending this game, you can go ahead and have a rest before coming out for Game 2, especially if you're from Florida Southern, as the 2-2 pitch misses outside for a full count. Also would like to thank Danny Michaelis, who hopefully has insured all of the cars that are near the stadium today in case a foul ball comes anywhere near your windshield. And the 3-2 pitch will just miss outside. That'll draw the 1-out walk to put a runner on first.
Jason Sierra.
And Jason Sierra will come to the plate now with a runner on first base and 1 down. He's 1 for 3 today with a single. And the first pitch is just a bit high, 1-0 the count. Swing and a miss, evens the count at 1-1. That pitch high, 2-1 the count now. And now I'm going to try to thank the remainder of our sponsors tonight, starting with Tyler's Tire and Auto Center. And we'll finish it off with the Bronze Body Tanning Salon. And the 2-1 pitch, just going to miss high, 3-1 the count. And the 3-1 pitch will also miss. So back-to-back walks will put runners on first and second with still only 1 out.
The left fielder, Dominic Brugnoni.
And that'll bring up Dominic Brugnoni, who is 0 for 3 with a strikeout and reached on an error. And that's going to hit him right in the back. And the bases will now be loaded with only one away for Sean Sanders.
The second baseman, Sean Sanders.
Sanders 0 for 2 today with a walk. And we're going to have a meeting on the mound here to try to settle Riley down. And the Pacers now have a little bit of hurried up action in their bullpen, as Riley faces a bases loaded situation with only one down, and the Pacers only leading by 4 here in the top of the 8th inning. And the first pitch to Sanders will miss low and outside for ball 1. One 0 pitch is popped up over in foul territory down the third base side. And the new third baseman, David Langster, making the catch for the second out.
The designated hitter, Blake Swain.
And Blake Swan will come up to the plate now, 0 for 2 with a walk and 2 strikeouts. He still has the bases loaded with 2 down here in the top of the 8th inning. And the first pitch will miss low for ball 1. And the 1-0. Popped up again. Right along the edge of left field and the infield. And Ammerman will make the catch to get out of the jam, the bases loaded jam, as we go into the bottom of the 8th. Pacers still leading 4-0. And we're back. Bottom of the 8th inning coming up. Pacers holding on to their 4-0 lead, and Brian Pereira will lead it off here in the bottom of the 8th. 1 for 3 today with a single and a run scored. And he'll let the first pitch go by outside for ball 1. I've just been given an interesting little fact here. One of the assistant coaches for Florida Southern is named Colin Kaline. And if you're asking, yes, he is related to the legendary Al Kaline, as Pereira hits a line drive over to short. And it will not be caught, and Pereira will make it over to first to lead off this half of the inning.
The left fielder, Chaz Powell.
Colin Kaline is the grandson of Al Kaline. And he also played his baseball for Florida Southern College and was eventually drafted by the Detroit Tigers. However, he never made it there. He decided to move into the honorable career of coaching his alma mater. That pitch is in the dirt. And the count 1-0 to Chaz Powell. Powell coming in to this at-bat, 1 for 3 with a strikeout and a single. And he's going to hit a fly ball into center field, and that one's going to be trouble, and it will be caught. Going into the gap, but some nice speed out there by McConis. Managed to track it down and make the catch for the first out, and that will also keep Brian Pereira right where he is at first base. Zach Moon coming to the plate now. 2 for 3 with 2 singles and a strikeout. And he pops up the first pitch behind the plate. And that one will be caught by Fuller for the second out.
The catcher, Max Schoen.
And that'll bring up Max Schoen. 0 for 3 today, reached on an error, however. And the first pitch to Schoen is in there for strike 1. That one fouled off by Schoen, and the count 0-2. Foul tip into the glove of Fuller for the third and final out. The Pacers will leave one aboard as we go into the top of the ninth. Pacers looking to close out this 4-0 win. And we're back. Top of the ninth coming up, and the Pacers are going to keep Connor Riley in there to try to close it out here as they lead 4-0. Kevin Fuller will lead off for Florida Southern. First pitch is fine in the outside corner of the plate for strike one. Fuller batting 0 for 3 today with a strikeout. And the next pitch goes right by him in the count 0-2. That pitch outside in the count now 1-2. Swing and a miss on the 1-2 pitch for the strikeout and the first out of the inning.
Now batting the pinch hitter, number 29, Walker Burgess.
And we'll have a pinch hitter here for the Moccasins. And the first pitch misses outside for ball one. I'm being told that it's Walker Burgess that's the pinch hitter. However, his number and the score sheet don't match up, as Walker Burgess is number 19, but the batter is number 29. May have just changed jersey numbers, but we'll call him Burgess for right now until somebody comes up here and corrects me. Right now he's facing a 1-1 count. And he swings and misses at that one, and the count now 1-2. And the 1-2 pitch will be fouled off. If this is indeed Burgess, he's batting .385 on the year. No home runs and 5 RBIs at this point. That one outside, and the count even at 2-2. And the 2-2 pitch will be fouled off, so we'll just do it all over again. A line drive into center field, and that one will be caught by Price on the run. A nice grab by Mitchell Price, showing off his speed, tracking that one down for the second out of the ninth inning.
The right fielder, number 3, Logan Browning.
And we're back with the top of the order, and Logan Browning, who is 0 for 4 today with 3 strikeouts. And he represents the last hope for Florida Southern, as they now have 2 outs here in the top of the ninth, trailing 4-0. First pitch is outside for ball one. The 1-0. Finding the corner of the plate there to even the count at 1-1. That pitch fouled off, and the Moccasins are down to their last strike. Swing and a miss for strike 3 and the final out of the game. Pacers win this one 4-0, taking game 1 of the 3-game series. They win it with 10 hits and 1 error to the Moccasins, 2 hits and 1 error. An excellent showing by both of these pitchers, as both Richardson and Davis combined for 17 strikeouts on the night. Thank you for attending tonight's game. Pacers will be back in action for Game 2 tomorrow against Florida Southern. They'll start the game at 4 o'clock. And after that, they'll play Game 3 on April 17th, Sunday at 1 p.m. before they start a 2-game set with Southern Wesleyan. Thank you for tuning in for tonight's game. I'm Marcus Johnson, and have a good one.